service, and even once operational, would be decades behind in capability, firepower, and protection.
你好
Welcome to
大家好
Chinese Class 101.
But it still maintains one aircraft carrier, 9 frigates, 13
Absolute Beginner Season 3, Lesson 9. You've got a lot to complain about in China. Hello and welcome to ChineseClass101.com, where we learn modern Chinese in a fun and educational format.
Brush up your Chinese or start learning today.
Thanks for being here with us. Jane, what are we looking at today?
In today's lesson, it's all about complaints and how to deal with them.
And it's going to be good review for last lesson.
是的 So this conversation takes place on a hot summer day near lunchtime.
Between two friends who seem to be on their way to some place or some event that's pretty important.
Since they're friends, they're speaking to each other informally.
Right. Now, we'll go to the dialogue in just a moment, but before we go, if you haven't already,
Stop by ChineseClass101.com.
sign up to get your free lifetime account.
It takes less than 30 seconds.
And you can get a lot of cool stuff.
But do it after our lesson though.
Right. Let's go to the dialogue.
and 39,000 armored fighting vehicles, giving its ground forces unparalleled mobility. While lagging behind America's 550 self-propelled
我热死了，
我也是，
我累死了，
快到了，
我渴死了。
烦死了。
One more time, slowly.
我热死了，
我也是，
我累死了，
快到了，
我渴死了，
你烦死了。
我热死了，
我也是，
我累死了，
快到了，
我渴死了，
你烦死了。
leaving most of the combat action to light
And now with the English translation.
helicopters. With Chinese forces primarily
我
stationed
热
along
死
its
了
eastern coast,
I am so
India would
hot.
initially have the upper hand
我也
in
是
the air and on
Me
the
too.
ground. Only a few air bases
我
on the
累
Tibetan
死了
plateau could support
I'm
combat
so
operations
tired.
for the Chinese,
快
while
到
dozens
了
of airfields on
We'll be
Indian
there soon.
side could put all Indian
我
planes
渴死
within
了
combat range of the
I am
front
so
line. It
thirsty.
would take weeks for
你
China to
烦死了
position airfields and
You're so annoying.
rebase the bulk of its air fleet to the Tibetan plateau, during which time
So I understand that Chinese people don't really like the sound of si.
That's right. We try our best to avoid the number 4, which in Chinese is pronounced as 死
And which is quite similar to the word to die.
死
Right. Just note that the number 4 is a fourth tone, falling,
四
and the word to die is a fall followed by a rise, the third tone.
死
Which is why in China, a lot of high-rise buildings don't have fourth floors.
and no 13th and 14th floors either.
No 13th floor. That's a Western thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we're catering to you.
Oh, okay, we won't go any further on that. Let's take a look at today's vocab list, which should be mostly a review for everybody.
热
Hot,
热热冷
cold,
冷冷累
tired,
累累渴
thirsty,
渴渴饿
hungry,
饿饿快
fast,
快快慢
slow,
慢慢到
to arrive.
到到
Now let's have a closer look at the usage for some of the words and phrases in this lesson.
And the first word is 到
To arrive,
到
to arrive.
我到了
I have arrived.
我到了
It's a pretty easy pattern, and if you want to specify the place to which you have arrived,
我到家了
I have arrived at home.
我到家了
I have arrived at home. Our next word is a little more complicated.
快
Fast.
快
Now here's an adjective, and I'm sure you've all heard it before. However, it can also be used as an adverb, such as in the sentence in our dialogue,
快到了，
we'll be there soon.
快到了。
So here, 快 means soon or quickly. And I know that in Chinese, people like to use 快 as a sort of imperative to hurry people up, right?
是的 such as 快吃，
Hurry up and eat.
快吃。
And when people say this to you, it's not really that they're pushing you. Rather, quite the opposite. They're showing that they care about you and they want to make sure that, you get your fill. So don't get offended.
Absolutely. Another example. 快说，
Speak out.
快说。
Like, come on, be straightforward and hit me with it. Right, now the opposite of 快 is
慢，
slow.
慢。
And just like 快, it is an adjective that can also be used as an adverb.
For example, 慢走，
Right, you'll hear this a lot. This particular phrase, 慢走, is a piece of politeness. So if you've just finished eating and you're leaving a restaurant, you'll often hear the waitress say, 慢走. This means literally slowly walk. And what they mean is, of course, just take it easy.
慢走，
Take it easy. Now, the next word we want to highlight is
冷，
cold.
冷。
Now, I think a lot of you should be pretty familiar with this word. It's a pretty simple adjective, but it's synonym of degree that we want to talk to you about today.
凉，
Cool.
凉。
Cool. Now, liang is much, much milder in degree compared to lang, and it also bears a different connotation. It's a much more pleasant feeling, right?
是的。For example, in the summer when it's been really hot, and suddenly one day after the rain, we might say, 今天真凉快，
Today is really cool.
今天真凉快。
Now, note that 凉快 here is one word, meaning cool.
So we call cold water as 凉水, but not 冷水。
Right, because liang is associated with pleasant feelings, while leng is unpleasant.
没错，
Now, our next word is
饿，
hungry.
饿，
It's important that you know this word because then you could tell people that
我饿了，
I am hungry.
我饿了，
But what about after eating?
我饱了，
I'm full.
我饱了。
Which is pretty important because if you ever eat over at your Chinese friend's family or you go back to your Chinese friend's old home for vacation, everybody's going to be telling you to eat more.
They're just being polite, so don't get annoyed.
So vocabulary was pretty easy today. I think the grammar will probably be pretty simple as well.
I think so.
All right, let's take a look.
It's grammar time.
Now today we're going to talk about a very important aspect of Chinese grammar, namely sentences lacking proper verbs.
Which is quite different from English grammar, in which verb seems to be the most important part in the sentence.
True enough. Now, if you read the sentences in our dialogue today carefully, you'll find that many of them are simply constructed by a subject and an adjective with a complement.
是的, and this is the first situation that we want to talk about when there is no verb required in the sentence.
Right. Now, in this situation, the verb is replaced by an adjective plus the particle le, which describes a change of status.
For example, 水凉了,
The water has gone cold.
水凉了.
Now here, liang is the adjective plus le, which takes on a verbal quality by indicating the change in water temperature.
Another sentence, 妈妈老了,
Mom has aged.
妈妈老了.
Again, here, lao is an adjective that means old, here followed by the particle le, which indicates change of status.
是的. One more sentence, 他的脸红了,
His face turned red.
他的脸红了.
Now, the second situation in which no verb is required within a sentence is when there's an adverb of degree, such as 真, 很, or 太, to describe the adjective.
For example, 我很饿,
I am very hungry.
我很饿.
Now, if you look at this sentence, three characters, I, very hungry, there is no verb to be. The adverb 很 plus the adjective 饿 form a structure that requires no verb, as it simply describes a state or the characteristics of the subject.
是的. And note in this case, the particle 了 usually is not needed at the end of the sentence, so it's different from the first situation.
Right.
他的脸真红，
His face is really red.
他的脸真红，
Okay, let's get another example.
他太年轻了，
He is too young.
他太年轻了。
Now here, the adverb 太 and the particle 了 form a pattern that itself is also used to describe characteristics of the subject, 他 being too young. So no verb is needed. Now don't get this confused with the sentences that we mentioned previously, which use 了 to describe a change of state. In this case, 太 and 了 is a set pattern, so it has to be put together that way.
Now let's have a look at how to change these non-verb sentences into their negative forms.
Now first, for the adjective plus 了 type sentence, you just put the word 没 in front of the adjective and you leave out the 了.
For example, to change 水凉了 into its negative form is 水没凉,
The water has not gotten cold.
水没凉.
The water has not gone cold.
And for sentence 妈妈老了, the negative form is 妈妈没老,
Mom has not aged.
妈妈没老.
Pretty straightforward. Now for our other non-verb sentence, that is adverb plus adjective types, all you need to do is replace the adverb with the negative word 不.
For example, the sentence 他的脸真红, the negative form is 他的脸不红,
His face is not red.
他的脸不红. For sentence 他太年轻了, the negative form is 他不年轻.
He is not young. Note that the particle 了 has been left out. There you go. So now we've showed you two types of sentences where you don't need to add a verb.
Pretty easy, I think. When there is adjective plus 了 to describe change of status of the subjects, and that's the first situation. To change the sentence into its negative form, just put 没 in front of the adjective and get rid of the 了 at the end.
And consequently, for adverb plus adjective sentences, all you have to do is take the adverb out and replace it with a 不. And if there's a 了 at the end, as in 太 ... 了, then take the 了 out too.
是的.
Feel like you need some more sample sentences to consolidate your learning?
Or if there's something that you didn't quite get,
Please check out our online premium learning center where you can find everything we talked about and much, much more.
or write to us at contact us at Chinese Class 101.
For now, though, this is Kanan.
And Jane here from Beijing saying take care and 再见.
See you soon.
我热死了，
我也是，
我累死了，
快到了，
我渴死了。
你烦死了。
Number 5. Fake people love to brag. Someone's bragging is never fun to listen to. If you come across a person who can't stop talking about how awesome they are, there's a big chance you're talking to a fake person. Genuine people are proud of their accomplishments, but don't boast about them left and right. On the contrary, a fake person goes on and on and on about how beautiful, smart, and fantastic their personality, things, and smallest achievements are. The classic movie Beauty and the Beast does a really good job of showing this difference. There's the Beast, who's very intelligent and read numerous books throughout his life, but never really talked about it. Then there's Gaston, who always shows off, boasting about all the magnificent things he never actually did. Wise Disney knew It's way better to keep your circle tight and make sure that the people around you always have your back. Number 7. Fake people are opportunists. Genuine people love to spend time with you and will never throw a friendship or romantic relationship out the window. However, fake people see the situation completely differently. They're happy to be by your side, but only till they meet somebody with a higher status or more money. Even more so, we're not afraid to ruin your relationships to get the best you have. As always, I have a cinematic example for it. For this one, it's Chastity from 10 Things I Hate About You. She hung out with Bianca for a long time, but instantly forgot about their friendship once she could get closer to the popular guy, Joey, as opposed to Cameron, who genuinely loved Bianca. Not cool. Number 8. Fake people put others down. One of the most obvious signs of a fake person is when they try to look better at someone else's expense. This type of person never hesitates to criticize others harshly to make themselves appear cooler. The captain of Gondor from The Lord of the Rings, who always treated his servants and even his own son with disrespect, is a perfect example of that. Genuine people, on the other hand, try their best to uplift and inspire others. Just take a look at Erengal, who always supported those around him. So if your newfound friend or lover always makes offensive comments about others, it's a red flag. Number 9. Fake people never care about someone else's feelings. Instead, they want to throw people up against one another for fun and entertainment. Just look at what Regina George did throughout the whole Mean Girls movie, and especially toward the end, turning a whole school into complete chaos. Now, that's definitely not something a genuine person like Aaron or Damien would do, right? If you see your friend or partner constantly destroying the lives of others, don't think they'll never do the same thing for you. Once they get bored, you could easily become their next toy. Number 10. Fake people gossip. There's a great quote that says, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. And that's exactly where gossiping stands when it comes to fake people. Genuine people have high moral principles that don't let them talk behind someone's back. If they don't like you, they simply don't interact with you that often. But fake people prefer hypocrisy and often outlaw WWE gear while talking trash about you behind your back. James Cameron portrayed these two types of people perfectly in his hit movie Titanic with the unsinkable Molly Ronald, a strong woman who wasn't afraid to speak her mind, and Rose's mother, who enjoyed spreading rumors and getting better. Number 11. Fake people are overnight when they need something. We only focus on a fake person as themselves, so they view people from the perspective of what they can get from it. This hidden feature can be pretty hard to notice right away. Let's take the legendary Game of Thrones. If you were Robert Baratheon, you would probably never realize the real frightening nature of your life, who in fact was planning to kill you all along. And that's exactly what a fake person would do. Good at the same time. Thankfully, there are more genuine people like Jon Snow, who's respectful toward everyone he comes across and always lets his feelings show when he isn't a fan of someone. Number 12. Fake people disappear when you need them the most. Every single one of us has been in a difficult situation at least once in our life. Sure, these situations are the worst, but they always show you who your true friends are, since fake friends always disappear at the first sign of trouble. Remember Emma Roberts' movie Wild Child? When the main character, Blackie, got sent to the boarding school, she felt lonely at first and tried to keep in touch with her best friend, Peter. But maybe the things will remain hidden, simply because she was no longer considered cool by a wealthy teen crowd. At the same time, who was stuck with her through thick and thin. So the old saying, a friend in need is a friend indeed, will never stop being true. How do you figure out whether a person is genuine or not? Tell us in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe. Stay on the bright side. There seems to be some disagreement as to who spent the most time in solitary confinement. If you could find a handful of people that did over 40 years without much contact with other people, the record might well be smashed by the British prisoner called Robert Marshall, aka the Brain, or the real-life Hannibal Hannibal, who's now done over 40 years in solitary. The man we're going to talk about today might be behind in terms of years spent away from the other prison population, but there's another reason he's called the most isolated prisoner in the world. Mr. Silverstein, who was born in 1952, has been in prison since 1977. Back then, he was convicted of armed robbery and sent to the United States Penitentiary in Buffalo to transition to his time. You might be curious why armed robbery with no deaths would warrant such a long sentence. But it's what's happening inside the prison that made the difference. He's been given the epithet of America's most dangerous prisoner, and while the media is prone to exaggeration at times, he certainly has been very dangerous within the confines of U.S. prisons. During his time behind bars, he's been convicted of killing 4 people, although one of those convictions was overturned. For that, he was later given a specially designed solitary cell, and one that he would have to spend 24 hours a day in, 7 days a week. According to blog posts written not long before we started writing this show, Silverstein had some very serious health complications, but we're told that the Bureau of Prisons will not release any information as to his condition. He was put into intensive care, although we're told not even his family were allowed to visit him. This is how isolated this prisoner is, and we should add that by the time you watch this show, there might not even be a Tom Silverstein. But now let's look at how we got to this point as well. We're told that Tom grew up in Long Beach, California, while pregnant with him, his mother got a divorce.